Hey everyone, Noah here. I just wanted to make a quick video going over a few reports about upcoming Marvel Studios shows and movies. I feel like most of these, or a good number of them, are anonymous because I cannot find sources. Some of them are just details about aspects of movies, but most of them are characters, I think. Um, so the Marvel Cinematic Universe Wikipedia, the fan wiki, there's a page I came across about inspirations that Marvel Studios uses for their projects, and I decided to collect some of the most interesting information on here. So basically, things that haven't been revealed in any material like trailers, and it's basically things that are news to me or that I'm glad are on this list because seeing it there makes me feel like maybe it was leaked or at the very least it's most likely going to be in the movies and shows. So I'm going to go from the shows that are like closest to the farthest away. There's only one detail from Miss Marvel that truly shocked me because everything else on there was previously revealed. Anyway, it says that Clandestine will appear, and I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, but basically these characters are a secret family of long-lived superhumans. So I think that would be interesting if this is true. There are some mysterious characters in the trailer for Miss Marvel, and I was assuming that they might be Inhumans because it would be great to see Miss Marvel actually being an Inhuman in the show. Maybe descendant from Inhumans, just in a different way from the comics, and they're just like coming back to see Kamala because maybe they found out that she has the I don't want to call it a bracelet, but I forget the name for it. Anyway, the thing that she gets her powers from. So according to this, I'm assuming by putting these two facts together that is clandestine. Next, for Thor: Love and Thunder, this is actually unrelated from the list, but I recently saw something about Natalie Portman, who plays Jane Foster, saying that in this movie, there will be a flashback scene of Thor and Jane breaking up, and so that'll explain a lot about when it happened exactly. I'm assuming before, well, it has to happen before Thor Ragnarok, canonically in 2017. So maybe 2016, between Age of Ultron and Ragnarok, uh, Jane breaks up with Thor. So I'm guessing he does go back to Earth at some point, which previously I thought that he was on his quest looking for the stones, but I guess Thor does visit Jane in between and she breaks up with him. Also, this is obvious, but this movie will be the first appearance of Olympus in the trailers, with Zeus, and I'm hoping that this does mean that Hercules will be in the movie too, um, among other Olympian characters. For She Hulk Attorney at Law, this is something that a lot of people speculated about, but this list seems to confirm that it will be the first appearance of the Wrecking Crew. Um, they probably wouldn't reappear. I don't think that they're that major. Well, that the characters on Wrecking Crew are that major to Marvel. Like, obviously, they have a lot of appearances in the comics, but they're not like very popular, main villains. So there'll probably be some kind of minor antagonist in the show. And yeah, other than that, confirmed in the trailer is that Frogman will be in it. Um, we don't really know if he'll be a hero or a villain. He might just be like an incompetent vigilante, such as in the comics, pretty much incompetent compared to, more professional heroes. And that this list also does say that Mr. Immortal will be in the show. Um, I hope that it's true. There was a leak, so I'm pretty confident in it, but I'm hoping that this isn't just, because of speculation and that this is actually going to turn out to be true. Um, Baron Blood will also be in the show, according to this. And I wasn't familiar with the character, and I looked it up, and it turns out that multiple characters, like at least three guys in Marvel Comics, have taken the name Baron Blood over the years. I'm sure that it won't be uh, some of them that I looked up. So it might be the most recent version or an original character also going by Baron Blood. I don't know what Marvel Studios is going to choose, but yeah. Man Bull is also going to appear. I am not familiar with him, but with the trend that we're seeing here is that like lesser known superheroes are being possibly represented by Jennifer Walters in court. Um, yeah, because they're having troubles with superhuman law, and maybe their powers are just, getting them into a lot of trouble. And the last character is Porcupine, and I'm also not familiar with this character. I will try to look him up later, him or her. Next up is the Halloween special, which we do not even have a name for. We know it's real. Originally, we were thinking that it was going to be about Werewolf by Night. He might just be the main character they focus on, but yeah, there will be more characters than Werewolf by Night. So, first off, we know that it will be the Jacob Gomez version as the main character, not Jack Russell. He might appear, but since this is like a short movie, I don't really know if that'll matter that much, him appearing. Ted Salas slash Man Thing will also appear. I don't know if it'll be an origin for him or if he'll already be in his monstrous form. Probably that. They don't really have that much time to focus on an entire backstory for all of the characters here. Elsa Bloodstone is also set to appear. Well, casted and everything. Um, so that makes me think that maybe she is hunting Werewolf by Night and Man Thing because, that seems in character or what Marvel Studios wants to do. Of course, my theory for a while at this point has been that they're maybe setting up the Midnight Suns and Legion of Monsters at the same time, or using them to like piggyback off each other with characters like the monsters, people being scared of them or whatever, and them turning out to be heroic and maybe gaining respect from, if not the public, then themselves and finding a community. I don't know if Marvel's gonna keep doing the Legion of Monsters. This does seem like it, but maybe just for this project, and they'll do their own thing. We don't really know. And another character on this list is Nina Prince, who is Vampire by Night. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Jack Russell's relative, who is a mix between a werewolf and a vampire. So that surprised me. This is a character I haven't really heard of before. So going off of this, we'll have Elsa Bloodstone and three monster characters: Werewolf by Night, Man Thing, and Vampire by Night. So, maybe she's hunting these monsters. And there have been rumors about Blade. This list didn't say anything about Blade, but her and Blade might be hunting monsters. We really can't tell at this point. But I'm going to assume that this Halloween special is going to set up a lot of Midnight Suns related things, and down the line, we might see Moon Knight, Black Knight, Brother Voodoo, Doctor Strange, any of those characters, teaming up. For Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Namor is confirmed to be a character. Well, we don't really know if he'll be from Atlantis per se. They might change the origin according to reports. But it does say that Namora will also appear. And that is, of course, Namor's relative. And I wonder how they'll, have her play into the story as well. Atuma will also appear, and he's also an Atlantean, but, villainous. So, three Atlantean characters in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Supposedly major, according to this. For the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, I'm including this even though it wasn't on the list, but the Guardians are going to Earth in this Christmas short film. So I believe that the Guardians are Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket, Groot, Mantis, and Nebula at this point. Cosmo, the space dog, is also in this. And I don't know if Kraglin's going to be in it. Obviously, he's going to be in Love and Thunder and Guardians 3. But yeah, those characters are visiting Earth, more specifically, one of the major cities in California. And, they'll probably get into some sort of trouble there. And I would like to see how Peter Quill is, acting on Earth because he's been away for so long. Endgame doesn't really count. He was only there for what, maybe a week? I don't know. He stayed for Tony Stark's funeral, but Star-Lord on Earth is interesting. For the Marvels, starring Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, I think that the villain might actually be Michael Korvac because this list does include him. It also said that Captain Marvel will be fighting Michael Korvac. So that's interesting because I only know him as a Guardians villain basically, and I'm familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers teaming up to fight him. So that's an interesting inclusion. I guess he might be the main villain. Um, a Kree character called Papton is also listed on here, and I did see him previously. This character is also casted. So maybe in this version, in the MCU, Michael Korvac is teaming up with the Kree, or giving them some sort of power, like leading them and making them stronger, more united after Ronan's death and after what Thanos died and he was an ally to the Kree. Um, so maybe Michael Korvac came along and became a new leader. Um, so yeah, I mean maybe, or maybe he even betrays them. Who's to say at this point? It might be a redemption arc for the Kree if they take that route. Also, Universal Inhumans are appearing, and to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure that they're just similar to the Inhumans on Earth, except they live throughout the universe, like throughout the galaxies. I might be wrong on this, but I'm guessing they're just Inhumans that live on different planets that aren't Earth. The next movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, is said to be the first appearance of the High Evolutionary. People have been speculating he'd be the main villain for what feels like years at this point, probably has been years. James Gunn did start writing this movie years ago, and people knowing that Rocket's backstory might be focused on more, or that the character at least is being focused on more. So it's assumed that maybe the High Evolutionary created him. Another aspect that they're mixing with this part of the story is that Counter Earth will appear, and that's basically a similar planet to Earth, I want to say. So in this version, the people they're basically mixed with animals, so they're just like anthropomorphic animals walking around, basically the size of humans, just with animal features. And maybe this is my assumption here. The High Evolutionary came to power after originally experimenting on animals, making them smart, and then he became so good at it that he just made humans basically, but out of animals. So like they're the size of humans, like I said, animal heads, such things like that. Another thing on here says that Moondragon will appear, and this character I think is a member of the Guardians in the comics, or at least an ally. I also know that Moondragon is an Avenger, I think, in the comics. And last but not least, the show Secret Invasion. We already knew that Fizz is going to appear, and he's a Skrull who's also a mutant, and he appeared in X-Men comics. So he'll have some focus on him in the show. And I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I've said it before. Varanki, I want to say. And she was the Skrull princess or something along that in the Secret Invasion storyline in the comics. And my theory is that Emilia Clarke is playing her, and that she's also Talos's daughter from Captain Marvel, all grown up. So she might be the same age as Monica Rambeau since they were both kids in the 90s. And yeah, in 1995 they were both children, and all grown up. She's gonna rebel maybe and become one of the leaders of the bad faction of the Skrulls invading Earth or something like that. But she'll probably be like redeemed in the show. But yeah, I just wanted to go over these aspects of upcoming shows and movies. Interesting first appearances for characters. This has mostly been. Um, so yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.